so deliberately obscured that even today its full truth remains wrapped in silken silence. This is the story of the boys who were taken, transformed, and consumed by the machinery of Ottoman absolute power. The Ottoman Empire, at its zenith, stretched from the gates of Vienna to the deserts of Yemen, from the shores of Algeria to the mountains of Persia. Within this vast dominion, the Sultan was not merely a monarch, but the shadow of God on earth, a figure whose will was law, and whose desires shaped the fate of millions. Yet for all this power, projected across continents, some of the Sultan's most profound influence was exercised in the most intimate spaces of his palace, upon the bodies and souls of young boys who would never return to the lives they once knew. Some were as young as 8 years old when they arrived at the palace gates, torn from villages where their mothers still wept and their fathers stood powerless against the Sultan's collectors. Upon arrival, the transformation began immediately. Each boy was stripped, bathed, and inspected like livestock. This system was designed to break them down and rebuild them as extensions of the Sultan's will, utterly loyal and devoid of any personal ambition beyond serving him. These inner pages were more than just servants. They were symbols of the Sultan's absolute power. By taking the most beautiful sons of his Christian subjects and transforming them into his devoted Muslim attendants, the Sultan demonstrated his ultimate dominion. It was a political statement enacted on human flesh, a living testament to the empire's ability to absorb and reshape all who came under its sway. But what happened to these boys when their youth faded? His beauty, the currency that had defined his life, had expired. For most, this meant being graduated from the palace. They were given a wife, often a woman from the Sultan's harem, a plot of land, and a pension. They were then assigned to positions in the provincial administration or the army, far from the center of power. This transition was often jarring. After a life of cloistered luxury and intimate service, they were thrust into a world they barely understood. Many struggled to adapt. Some flourished, using the skills and connections they had gained in the palace to build successful careers. They were men who had been raised to be objects of desire. The Devirman system was gradually abandoned, and the ethnic and religious composition of the palace staff began to change. The inner world of Topkapi Palace evolved, and the role of the Iko Clani faded into the shadows of history. Today, when we walk through the opulent courtyards of Topkapi Palace, it's easy to be dazzled by the glittering tiles and the priceless treasures. But behind this facade of power and beauty lies a darker story, a story of lost childhoods and manufactured identities. It's a story of how an empire, in its quest for total control, created a system that consumed the very youth and beauty it claimed to admire. Their names are mostly forgotten, their individual stories lost to the silence of the archives. But their collective experience is a crucial, though unsettling, part of the Ottoman legacy. They were the living jewels in the Sultan's crown, beautiful, captive, and ultimately disposable. Their story compels us to look beyond the grand narratives of empires and wars, and to remember the individuals whose lives were shaped and broken by the currents of history. Thank you for watching. If you found this glimpse into the hidden world of the Ottoman court fascinating, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories that have been left in the shadows. We'll see you next time.